cool. We are live. Perfect. Very cool. Very cool. I've not been live on YouTube in quite some time, so I think this will be a pretty fun day, and we'll see what we get going. See what we got going on. Get this feeling from the thought. Make sure I'm live everywhere. What is up, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic morning so far. If you guys could leave a like on the stream, that'd be awesome. We're going to be live for probably, I want to do 2 hours today, maybe just an hour, just to get the feel for it. But I was thinking about streaming pretty soon. I have all my like trading software and stuff, but for some reason it kind of combats it. So I was just going to chat with you guys during the market if you guys are down. So we could run that, and then we might have Halcyon on a little bit. What's up, Dwayne Staines? How you doing? It's a good Friday morning. It is a good Friday morning right now. I'm going to share the stream to the Discords for a little bit, see what they got going on. See what we got going on. Wow, we have quite the turnaround right now going. Oh, Jared. The Wayne Stains. Good, Mr. Streams. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I want to start streaming a lot more. Sorry, someone hacked me instantly. Is that what happened? I'll pin that message. I'll pin someone hacked me. Oh, it's all good, man. I'm just looking at stocks right now, getting a feel for everything. What's up, Tim? How you doing? Just gonna share this. Today, bounce around the view up right now. Let's get this posted over here. Good. Sorry, someone hacked me. Yep, that's going to be the pinned message for quite some time. All right, yeah, everything's looking interesting so far this morning, but it's a good Friday. I think it's a new SPY record. Beyond Meat's taken off. They must have had some good news come out just now, or it's just taken off just because. But everything else is pretty chilled out right now. SPY's still dropping. IWM's down. QQQ's actually on the way back up. So let's see where SPY is now. 416.70. Yeah, not too bad. I get this feeling from a thug. Timmy Lee 3 soft like Nintendo Wii. Timmy Lee 3. Yeah, I'm just watching a couple positions. The SPY spreads are doing good. The Neo debit spreads are not, but we got time on those. Let's see. The AT&T position. What position is the 31? That's right. Palantir calls are doing good, covered ones, and then the puts are doing good. So yeah, it's an interesting start to the morning for sure. Tesla's down quite a bit. Actually, it's coming back to where it opened, which is cool, but it still looks like we're going to be downtrending all day pretty much from what I see. Alta's green. Carnival Cruise is dipped under 27 for the first time in a minute. I don't think it's been under 27 for the whole month of April. So we'll see if that holds. The Dow is up pretty big right now as industrials are doing good, and so is the lumber stocks, but they look like they're overextended. Let's see. There's SPY 416.72. So I have some 419 positions that I just have to continue to manage. Hand-to-hand combat tomorrow. You guys are goons. Yeah, I got a DJ board that I want to start streaming some like sets with it. I think that'd be cool. Just at home, like quarantine stuff. And then I also have been messing with my software too. And I was also thinking about streaming some video games as well. I think that'd be pretty cool. But right now, everything's pretty green. DPST is up, but down so far. It's like up on the day, but is at its lowest point. Microsoft has also just ran up ridiculously. There's quite a bounce off the bottom today, which is really crazy to see. It is 1018 currently. SPY's at 416.79. So that was a crazy bounce, but a lot of the stocks that I hold did not see that bounce. As of now, Tesla's still a little red on the day, but we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Apple with the big bounce up. That happened at 9:55. Let me go check my. I think this will still, yeah, it's still streaming. Cool if I move this around. Check the chart, see if the stream still looks good. But man, what a day. What an insane bounce that we had there. See if the stream starts to get all laggy now that I'm messing with my charts. Nah, it seems to be running pretty well. I will take that. All right, I'm gonna get SPY pulled up on the charts. And then there's a couple other things I'm gonna be watching too. Hand-to-hand combat tomorrow. I'm gonna close my Spotify app, even though it's not playing anything. Just gotta try to get everything to load the best. My charts might be a little behind since I am streaming at the same time. We had a pretty decent bounce today for a lot of the lumber. All the lumber stocks bounced again. This is nuts. Yeah, a lot of things are pulling back. IWM's pretty red. I was down 0.5% today. That trend's not looking as good. The Qs did bounce back pretty good, but we'll see where they stand. So everything's going to retest where it was this morning. And I don't know if it'll get past where it was. Tesla just did. But as far as Apple's still below where they opened this morning. SPY's still below, even though it's running up. Just kind of a little euphoric moment right now for the market. I can only get this feeling from the take two. I'm gonna look up SPY. SPY. I think we'll see SPY pull back a little bit more. This is quite the run, though, that it's on right now. But it's still, with it opening at 417.26, it's going to have to go quite a ways to get back up there. We'll run the charts on it. But, man, is this thing overextended or what? I think today will be the first big red candle I mean, I haven't seen we got one on Wednesday, but that opening drop where we dropped $1.50 with the VIX this low too, it's kind of impressive. But yeah, wow, that's another bounce right there. I think we're gonna pull back a little bit personally, like I've been talking about all week. I mean, we're just so extended. Today's expected move was 50 points on SPX, and that's right where we are right now. I'm pretty sure maybe we're like 51 or 52 points up right now, which is just crazy to think like that was pretty much spot on for the week. We'll look at our other positions, like the Palantir position. Appreciate you guys leaving likes and hanging out though. Yeah, Palantir's, it's been a little rough as of recent. Currently trading at 22.87. Coming back into like it's got really good support here, which is nice. It's not the perfect setup, but with demo day, I thought they would have a little bit more of a boost. But we'll take it. We'll take what they're giving us right now. Still got a lot of market left today too. But all my open positions feel pretty good. There's one that's a little sketching me out just a little bit, but I'm not worried about it. I got time on it. But everything that's like today, that has to be like my focus today, is I'm pretty comfortable with right now. That's always good. 5, 416.79. Keep that thing dropping. We just got to keep it away from 419, and we'll be rocking. Today has so far been very interesting, though. Yeah, demo day was for customers, not investors for sure. Yeah, it was interesting. I didn't really look into it too much, honestly. Like I'd watched a little bit about what it was going to be about, but just a couple minutes. And I was like, well, I'm going to watch them, but we'll see what kind of price action they got. Once I saw they hit 26, like 12 in the first like 5 minutes of market open, I really expected to pull back, and it did, just because that was pure FOMO of people wanting to get in just in case they announce something ridiculous, which I get. But today seems like it's just going to be a pretty froggy Friday in general. We haven't had one of those in a minute. $10.05. What was $10.05? Nothing too clear today either, as far as we just have had really low volume today. I'm at 419, 421 on the call side currently. That's what I'm rocking with right now. On my call spreads for the week, and then I have my put spreads already at 100% for the week. So if I could get a great Iron Condor finish today, I can finish with, I think my return for the week, it would be 6.3% on the Iron Condor, which is fantastic. Income Guru Fed just said market going to rip up more. Let me look into, check that out, see what kind of news we got going. I actually haven't checked any news sources today. Fed says economy could grow by 6% or more in 2021. See next week's calendar of events. I could check that out on the Federal Reserve Twitter. Let's see what we got going. Yeah, Fridays are interesting. I like Fridays because they're usually pretty low flying, like just pretty low flying, right? Like you hop on a Friday, and I appreciate all the likes on the stream as well. But if you hop on like a Friday with the market, usually it's been pretty laid back most of the day, especially in the morning. Now we have had some crazy like 2 to 3 to 4 p.m. runs where everyone just wants to get all their money in. I think it's because it's Friday. People get excited, right? They want to put their money in the market. I get it, right? I get it. I used to do that. I would just see it going up at the end of the day Friday. I was like, we're going to open up on Monday. We're going to be up 10 points. and that never really happened. But maybe if you're in the vaccine week, the week that the vaccines got announced, that was a good week to be in. Yeah, I want to see what the Federal Reserve's got on their calendar next week. What's up, Bleak-san? How you doing? How you doing? I'm just chatting. I hope you guys are charting too while I'm chatting, just checking stuff out or just hanging out. Either way, I'm just looking at the Federal Reserve schedule for next week so I can see if there's anything that we have to watch out for. Currently trending is hashtag Doge on Twitter and Robinhood. Doge and Robinhood are both trending on Twitter right now. So, all right, we can pull up this calendar of events, see if there's anything that sticks out to me. But yeah, SPY just kind of hovering. I think we have a Froggy Friday. I truly think we will. Based on what I've seen this morning, having an all-time high open and just selling off, I think it's going to take a lot for us to continue to rise up. I don't know. I kind of like being in the call spreads, even on a week that's bullish, because it doesn't move as fast as the put size. Now, I was in iron condors this week, just like last week, because of the VIX being so low. Why not capitalize on it, right? Why not capitalize on getting a nice return? If you can get 6%, right, in a week, like, I'll do that any day. If I had that money in an ETF, that would, on average, take me about 5 years to achieve, what was that in the last, I know it's about 10 to 12% a year on average. I know the last 5 years was 100% return, but 6.7%, or 6.3, sorry, not 7, 6.3%, you do that twice, that's like a whole year in an ETF. Your girlfriend was up 300K on Doge. I remember you telling me that she bought a ton. That is ridiculous. So she had to have put at least like $5,000 in to be up 300,000. I know she had SMDL as well. I know Sundials has come down a little bit since then, but geez, Dogecoin, you guys are just picking the right stocks. Yeah, Doge is just going nuts. Even like 1,000 invested, I saw somewhere. If you invested 1,000 at the beginning of January, oh, she bought 37,000 worth. That's a full send. Oh my gosh, I remember you mentioning it that she had some the last time we chatted. We gotta do another video soon. If you're free today, Theta, well, we can film a video later if you want. I know you're probably working throughout the day, but if you're free later tonight, I can free up some time. We can chat, do a little portfolio update for everybody. That'd be fun. Damn. Yeah, 0.05, just way back. Yeah, if you would have invested like 1,000 at 0.05, I saw, or no, that's 5 cents. I think it was when it was 0.01. Right now you'd have $37,000. That's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. All right, it's Thursday. Okay, so it's this week. So they put out next week's Fed schedule. Nothing too crazy that I see. They're going to be doing some commercial bank stuff next Friday after market close, so that won't really affect us. Selected interest rates they're doing every single day, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty common with them. Yeah, they've been doing that for a while. So no big meeting until we have the FOMC meeting on the 28th of April, and that's a 2-day meeting from the 27th to the 28th. I don't really know what that's for. It doesn't say exactly, but that's something to keep on your radar. That's so wild. She bought $37,000 worth of Doge and is up 300K. I can't even imagine what that looks like. I've messed with Doge before. I've made like 70 some cents and then like 4 cents, like a different time. Like I'm pretty sure I was just hanging out with buddies. We were talking about it. I was like, I'll put 20 bucks at it and then would sell it like 30 minutes later after we were hanging out. They're like, you still holding that Doge? I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm up like 80 cents. I'm going to sell this. Like just stupid stuff like that. But man, that is just wild. Doge, Doge, Doge. Absolutely wild. Yeah, I'm gonna see what kind of move. The market's just been froggy all morning. DraftKings is coming down currently. Netflix is down. PayPal's down on the day. They're not really down too much though, just like a couple percent. Just a little pullback on these tech stocks. But I think we're overdue for a little bit of a pullback. I think the Qs, I know that they remounted and got up over their highs, but I think they got to pull back a couple points, like 6 points. Yeah, we're going to have Maz back on for another video, Bleak Sun. We will. He's just been on vacation. He's been really busy because he's been working on one of the vaccines currently for work. That's what he does, is he works on the vaccines. So he's been super busy with work and said that he'll have some free time coming up soon, and we can do some call spread. He wants to do a video on call spreads. What is Maz at? Is he still at 80K? So Maz has continued to grow his account quite a bit. I know that he now has money in a Roth. Like he's moved some of that around into a Roth and then somewhere else. But I know if you message him, he'll probably reply, or we can talk about it in the next video where his account is. Theta said she had a dream about it, convinced all her girlfriends to buy it. Now they're all rich bitches. A dream on Doge, man. That's awesome. I wish I had a Doge dream. I did not. I did have a dream about Tesla stock before and bought that, and that did pretty well. So still doing well. My Tesla stock return is currently 293%. Ryan 3 said, hey, my boy Logan live. Yes, I am live, man. I am live. Benjamin Gaming, that's crazy how he turned. Yeah, just from credit spreads. He went in with the full account amount every week since like the first week of the March crash. So like right when the market started to turn back up, he just started in with 5K, and then every week just continued to put more. And the ETFs are up 50% on the year, which is something you never see. We have dumped 40% of the money that we have in circulation that we printed over the last, 2 years? Like 40% of the money we have in circulation. So like the market's, of course, just involuntarily just going to take off. And it's just the right place at the right time, you know? It's crazy. I've been trading them too, and it's been ridiculous. It's a really great way to generate additional income. And even if you only go in, like, I think this week I went in with 5,600 or something, 56, 5,800. I know it wasn't more than 58 if I got that fill. I tried to fill another contract. I don't know if it ever went through yesterday. Yeah, it can be stressful too, for sure, Benjamin. It can be stressful depending on what your strikes are at. Like right now, my put spreads are fully expired on the week, and I could close my call spreads at 50% right now, but I'm going to hold them. So I'm already up like $180. But yeah, I put up $5,000 this week. It really depends, you know. It really depends on how you make your money. I know Maz, he said it's been super easy for him because once he built his account to like 30K off the 5, he said at that point he knew it was all profit he was playing with, so it wasn't like a stressful thing. But he said most traders, you know, we were talking about it, most traders, let's say you took your $5,000 and you made like $400 the first week, and then you took your 5,400 and then you made, let's say, another 400 the next week, played a little safer, then you're at 5,800, and then something bad happens. Either you try to get rich quick, so you're like, oh, I'm up $800, so I'm going to throw it into a Tesla long call, and you know, maybe it didn't work out for you. The theta ate your contract away. But yeah, it gets to the point to where like some weeks I go in with 10K, and you know, if I can pick up 4% playing it really safe, right? But this week was a lot better. I was in with 5,800. I'm going to be making 6.3% on the week. I think that is 360 or $350 just off the Iron Condor. The only watching that I've done pretty much is today. I checked futures when I was going to bed, I think on Tuesday, just to see if we were going to keep rallying, but that was for other positions that I was in. SPY looking like it wants to test 415.38 again. That would be nice. Yeah, SPY's looking weak right now. Pretty much pretty weak morning for almost everything. I think lumber's up today, which is kind of tough for me because I have a Home Depot bearish position. That's up right now, but I can always roll it. But it's still next week, so I'm gonna hold. I'm not in the money or anything, so I got time. It was a risky play. We were up really good on it the other week, or the other day actually, Tuesday. It was up like 50%. I should have taken profits there, but we're holding. We're holding still. We're gonna see how this thing moves. But next week, if I need to roll it, I can always roll it. Not too worried about it. I'm gonna fill my water real quick. Luckily, I'm right next to the sink. I appreciate all the likes on the live stream, though. Seriously, it's awesome. Bleakson said, I'm selling my house and I'm probably putting about 50K into my options account, then going to trade at 10 or 15 credit spreads instead of 30 delta. Yeah, that's the way to do it, Bleakson. It's going to save, number one, it's going to save so much stress at trading at the 10 to 15 delta. I like the 10 delta the best because at 90% probability entering the trade, that's also with the current VIX conditions. So the VIX is always going to move. Now, we know if the VIX drops and you're in a position, that's good if you're in a spread, right? Because the premium gets sucked out of it. The thing with the put spreads is if the volatility really kicks up, like we have VIX spikes in January where I got stopped out and lost like 1,000 that week, which is not a big deal, right? I'm not too worried about it. But just I remember my mindset that day as a trader and looking at the market and just seeing like my positions. I closed my SPY for a $1,400 loss that day, but then I rolled a lot of it, right? And made like 300 of it back. And then I think I did a 0 days expiration that week too. So honestly, I probably lost like honestly 800 that week, but that was the GameStop fiasco week. And we had the GameStop craziness going on, all that fiasco. And with GameStop, the VIX spiked like crazy. So I ended up taking my trade off the table on Wednesday. I would have been fine holding it the Thursday, but my only fear was if we dropped another, 5 points overnight, at that point, then I would have been in a tough spot, right, going in. Now I could have rolled the entire thing, but I didn't. I chose not to right there. Let's see, SPY 416.71. Yeah, it's just a really froggy Friday today. Nails up quite a bit. All the home builders and lumber stuff's going up. So I'm glad I do not have my Home Depot expiring today, as I may be tested later. That little bearish position. But the SPY call spreads are still doing good. All right, so let me get to how close to the money does Robinhood close your positions automatically? Yeah, I think it's right around there. Like if you're within 2 points on the like if SPY, let's say SPY's at 400, right? If you have a call spread at like 402, they're gonna close you at 3 p.m. But maybe not. Maybe maybe they'll do SPY 404s and still close you. Do you ever play weekly lottos? Weekly lottos, what do you mean weekly lottos? Like buy a call that expires this week? Never. I've never. It's literally throwing money away. Like I'll buy long calls. If I'm ever buying a call, it's at least 2 weeks out at a minimum. I used to day trade with daily contracts, but if the market went against me, I'd get absolutely clapped. But like I started to think about it like this. What if every week I made $500 and then put 100 of that into a lotto and lost it all? Well, I would lose $400 a week for no reason. And yeah, I might hit it big one time, but like that's building such a bad like trader psychology, right? Of like, I'm going to hit it big on this trade. So I try not to do weekly lottos. But if I do anything weekly, it's definitely theta. But I usually take all my positions 1 to 2 weeks out if I'm selling, right? Like theta, like a theta strategy. But I had a good Twitter swing trade last week. I took $545. There was a decent setup. I bought a long call for a month out. The earnings run up. Kathy Wood had just bought shares, like tons, and I sold it for $800 2 days after. So that was a $255 gain, and it was because I bought that a month out. I even woke up the next day, it was down $40 right when I woke up, right? And then we had just began to run with it. So that's the other thing. If I would have bought a weekly, I probably would have woke up to Twitter being down 25 to 30%, and then me getting stopped out because my stop loss is 20% on my naked options. So I would have woken up, right? I was down probably 8% when I woke up, and Twitter was down a little bit that next morning. So, you know, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Is you want to play the market smart, and if you're going to buy a call, do a long call. Pay more money to actually be in a position that's profitable. Like, I'd much rather have one $500 call, like one call I paid $500 for, than 10 calls that I paid $50 a piece for. Doing this, saying if this only goes up, I got a 12 delta on this call. If this goes up $1, oh my gosh, I'll be up $120 or whatever, right? I'd much rather be like, if I'm deep in the money, if this goes up $1, I'm up $70. But guess what? I have this for a month out. It's not a weekly. So that's just kind of how my mindset is. I appreciate you guys for hanging out, though. 17 of you guys. Make sure you hit the like button on the stream. I really appreciate it. I'll get to the next question. Doge been popping. I wasn't in it, but I added some to my Robinhood to hold forever. Maybe it'll be like Bitcoin one day. Yeah, Doge is just a meme. I saw that the Dallas Mavericks were accepting Dogecoin payment, but I don't know. I don't hold any of it. I have a lot of buddies that do, and they're absolutely killing it right now. Like a buddy that put like $300 in, and it's probably worth 3,000 right now. I got another buddy who put like even $40 in, and it's worth 200. Like people who have no idea what they're doing. Like they don't even watch the market. They heard about Dogecoin and put money in, right? Which is fine. But yeah, Bitcoin's literally worth more than Carnival Cruise Lines is right now. Or not Bitcoin, sorry, Dogecoin. That's what's wild to me. That's what's in my brain. Like, okay, Doge is. Are you sure about this, Doge? Like, that's the funny thing. I don't know. That's why, like, I think crypto's kind of bubbly right now. I think we're in a bubble with crypto, but crypto's what got me into the market. You know. Do you do spy condors ever? I just got approved, so I haven't flown any yet. But curious about expiration, looking out to May 14th. Seems I can sell them for 95 with a max life of 5. That seems insanely good. A max loss of 5, really? That's not, I mean, if you're going to get on a condor, so what would your strikes be? I wonder what strikes you're going for with only a $5 max loss. Are you sure? Spy iron condor, right? Ryan said facts. Have been getting clapped with my calls. Yeah, we're in the most bullish market in the last 3 weeks that I've ever seen, and I still don't know anybody just making good money off naked calls, unless you're buying the like Microsoft and you got it the week it took off. But since then, we have gone absolutely sideways. Like this whole week, I know SPY's up on the week, but if you look at just like all the stocks in these funds, right, we have been. Like, look at Apple, right? We do 1 week on Apple, sideways. If we do the 1 month, though, if you were in on this train, right, when we ran, I think it was April 1st, pretty much. Around April 1st, right? Yeah. That run up, you made money there. But if you bought a call here, you're chopping sideways. So that's the thing. The market's still running, but we have different sectors that are jumping. We have different stocks than normal that are getting bought. We have different stocks, right, that are selling than we're used to. Tesla even. Tesla ran, what was that? $80 in 1 day on the 13th. That was a good day for my portfolio. I think I was up like $2,000 that day in just shares. Let's see. David said, and am I right in thinking that with the Condor, it's more about closing losses early and taking profits? Yeah, I would say so. With Condors, for sure, 70 to 80%. quick. Okay. We're back. I had a little buffer on my end real quick. Let me get to all the back to that question. Yeah, you've been buying far in the money calls. That's the way to do it, Ryan. That's just a smart way, right? Like just buy, in the money calls, and you have a great delta. Just pay a little bit more. So, it's just so hard to buy like a weekly play and then expect to make, decent money. Let me see. If you're risking only 5 and seeing the low, holy smoke, says memes over fundamentals and TA. Yeah, there's today's market, absolutely no fundamentals right now. Absolutely no fundamentals with what's going on. But it's always been that way, right? I mean, Apple's trading at what, 39 times its earnings, but it's tech, right? That makes sense. You literally buy stocks, right? People don't understand. Not everybody, right? But a lot of people don't understand that you literally, when you purchase a stock, unless you're trading options, I would expect someone to want to hold that stock for more than, I would say, 6 months, right? Unless you're doing a swing trade for an earnings setup or whatever. But if you're buying something like Google, which I would hold that stock for 10 years, right? Like that's what we're looking at with stocks, right? Is like long-term capital appreciation on your money because you buy tech and software related stocks because we live in a tech society. That's how my brain is, right? That's how I think. Now I understand, right? Like everybody likes to make money today, and that's why we trade options, right? Is to make money today. But I think everybody should have stocks for companies they believe in the long term. What if Tesla is worth 3,000 a share from where it is now? Because it could be worth $1 trillion. Google's worth 1.55 trillion. Now, some people can say that's overvalued. I personally don't think Google's overvalued. I think Google is one of the fairest evaluations in the market. I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but now they're a little extended. Everything's extended right now, needs to pull back. But I think Google alone made 18 billion in revenue just this past quarter on YouTube. So that's 72 billion this year. That's if it doesn't grow, but YouTube's scalable, right? Right now, Google's making a tons of money off YouTube. There's probably people watching my videos currently, right? And YouTube's like, let's split that, right? Google is one of the fairest evaluations as far as like 10 years from now, what Google's going to be worth is ridiculous. And that's kind of how I see Tesla too. It's like, yeah, Tesla's currently worth, I think they're like 500 billion, maybe closer to 600 billion right now. They're in a riskier sector than Google is. Google is the internet, right? Like they're doing YouTube. They have so many other things that they're doing, their own streaming service. They have Google Hangouts, everything they have fully customized to like their own, just like how Apple did it with their own products, right? Where it's like, if you have an iPhone, you have a MacBook, it's very convenient. Like your life is convenient versus like having like a Dell laptop and an Apple phone. Then it's just not as convenient. So that's where like fundamentals, right? That's why I want to talk about fundamentals for a second. We're kind of in a spot where fundamentals don't even matter. That it's just price action kind of driving the market where people see something going up, so they buy it, right? It's just the same. It's so insane. Same with like Coinbase going IPO, and honestly, Coinbase compared to DoorDash, Coinbase didn't even come as close to the amount of purchasing that had happened that day. DoorDash and Airbnb were like the craziest IPOs. And even then, it's like, I don't think DoorDash is valued correctly. I think that's too high for delivering food. I think of DoorDash as like a kind of like Fiverr, it's like a freelance worker, like someone who likes to freelance, because I think freelancing's fantastic. I love freelancing, but it's like the food delivery for a freelancer, which is cool. But I don't know. I like to think of the future of what something's worth. I think Tesla's got value in the future. I think Google has a ton of value in the future. Facebook, Apple, right? That's why I'm so tech and software invested. COVID. No, I'm just kidding. Hope not. All right, we'll move on to the next question. Game Doge. Yes, Adrian, Game Doge. Hard with zero intrinsic value to own. Theta said, yep. I was shooting for the delta neutral, I believe. Let me look at the strike. So 29 days out. Oh, man, yeah, I wouldn't run with that just because you would have to finish in between 415 and 416. And even if it's like skewed one side to the upside, you would be taking max loss on one position. And your chances, like, yeah, I get it, right? Risk $5, make 95. But I kind of think that position, I mean, that's just very tough. I mean, yeah, I get if it's $6, you know, I just think you could probably do a debit spread on one of those positions, right? Or even go deeper in the money. Now I got to do a little more research because I don't run debit spreads as much. I'm running one on Neo right now, but I usually run them at the money. But you could probably run a debit spread and risk close to the same amount with a lot higher chance of profit. Because I don't know, I think that chance of profit is just so low. For me, I wouldn't personally do it, but Theta said, got the 400% on SPY 412 calls after coin day. Yeah, we had a really crazy. Let me check my positions real quick. I actually haven't looked at them in a minute. See what the market's doing. Taking it to the market. Taking it to the market. I can feel it in my plums. Okay, 416.75. Kind of still chopping. So I'm looking at my position quick. I'm thinking about buying a SPY put just cause, you know. 3 at, and that's at 0 strikes. Yeah, that's extremely small in Condor. What's up, Don? How you doing, man? Daniel Vega said, Logan, how do you see PLTR good for cash secured puts at this price? I like it. I was in a cash secured put this week. I made $40. And it was saying it's not going to go below $22. So I like PLTR over the long term. I put up $2,200, walked away with 40. That's probably not the best return on my capital. What is that, 2%? 2% on that in a week? Not bad. I could have got more on my Iron Condor, of course. But I'm kind of more in this for I have the extra capital lying around. Next week, I'll probably scale more into the spreads with it. But as far as owning the shares, because I have an average cost of $26 on them. Demo day, they got there. They crossed 26. I was like, what? I'm profitable on these again? But I'm down 600 again. But PLTR, my perspective on it, I think I kind of say it in my videos too, is I'm picking up pennies on the way to PLTR being worth $60 down the road, in my opinion. I like software companies. So at this price, I think it's great to sell cash secured puts, right? Even at the $20 strike, the 21, 22, you get a sign, just covered, call it up, right? If you have the money, of course. Like I have the capital to outlay because I, between my brokerage accounts, have like just over 50K in my brokerage account. So like me putting 2K into a cash secured put, not a big deal for me. But let's say I had an $8,000 account, I probably wouldn't be doing that. I would probably be running. Like I honestly think like if you're doing cash secured puts, you want to have a heftier portfolio. It just depends. That's the thing. I'm also actively managing trades, like my spreads. Like let's say I grabbed a put or something or a call at some point. Like I have those to manage. So I don't want to have like, what if I had just 8 naked calls and puts and I'm like, where am I on all of these? Like, wait, the market has to go down here for me to make money. But if it goes up there, then I'm actually losing money because I had this stock that I was bearish on, but I actually need that one because it's so heavily weighted, you know, and then you just get in your brain where it's like, let me settle my theta stuff so I know I'm making this much money a week off the market, because that's how my brain works. I don't know. I know a lot of people have different perspectives, but that's kind of my thoughts on it. Don said, Logan, have you ever tried doing vertical credit spreads on SPY 2 days? So yeah, I've done 2 days before, and that was actually the first time I've ever taken a loss. I like 2 days though. 2 days is great with vertical spreads, but that was the first time I've ever taken a loss on a vertical spread. I was doing 2 days during tech earnings week, and that did not go fantastic. I think I lost $600 that day. which is, I mean, not a big deal for me, but at the end of the day, like I probably could have went out to lunch a couple times, you know, couple times, and still had that $600 still be where I'm at today. But let's see. Google's one of the best companies to hold. Benjamin Gaming said, I wish I had the capital to hold Google Leaps. Yeah, I like Google. Seriously, they're one of the best companies to hold. But that's the thing. In the Money said it the best on one of his videos this week. He said, because he was buying Tesla, right? Because he was going to sell, what was the poor man's covered call every week? Sell against Leaps. Sell calls against Leaps, yeah. And he was saying like he was buying all this Tesla this week because he was going to hold it for 10 years. Like he doesn't care what it is worth today. And I totally agree with that. There's so many stocks that if I wouldn't have penny pinched back in, I would say May, June, July last summer, that if I wouldn't have penny pinched them and was where I am today, they would just be ridiculous, right? It's like almost everything that I've sold this year, I don't regret anything, right? Like I don't have regrets, but every stock I've sold this year, I went back to it 3 months later and was like, I probably could have held that. You know, I probably should have held that, right? Like, oh, it went from $90 where I sold it, now it's $120. You know, it's like, oh, that's a pretty big difference, you know, depending on what you have. PLTR ticker, Home Depot's got a simmer. It does, Brad. I'm kind of down right now on it, but I'm not in with very much money on that position. I think it's like 4% of my portfolio. So at that point, I mean, yeah, it's still a decent chunk, right? Because the money's nice if I make that. But it was my risky lotto. I haven't had a risky play. Like I don't do that was a 2-week out credit spread that I'm in on Home Depot, and it's up like $5 today. Home Depot is, and we really need it to come back down because it's a bearish position because of what my charts are telling me. David said, thanks for the input. Definitely looking to make a higher chance with less of a payoff. Yeah, so I would, if you're going to rock a Condor, I do usually a week to 2 weeks out. And I go for, let's see, a week to 2 weeks out, especially when I'm in a Condor. That's the hard thing. Credit spreads are easy in my head. When I'm just doing one side, if I'm doing the call side, right, like I like the 90% strikes on both ends. So if you even ran 92% on the put side, you do it on the call side, you know, it's like that's pretty safe in my opinion. And then you can defend as needed. Brad, I want to say bye real quick. Thanks for hanging out, man. You're in Home Depot with me. I'm just chilling, leaving out though. So I hope you all have a great day. Yeah, I hope you have a great morning, Brad. I know it's 8 o'clock over there. You're on the West Coast with Theta Profit. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning over there. It's kind of cloudy today in Michigan, but I'm taking off for Utah in 2 weeks, which is cool. And then I'm going to be in Colorado for about 2.5 to 3 months, and I'll be making my way out to Washington in that time. So it's crazy, a lot of traveling, but I'm going to wait, you know, waiting for the vaccine stuff, right? Like I can start to really travel a lot more now that everyone's getting vaccinated. It's cool. Holy Smoke says, I normally go for credit spreads. Yep. Credit spreads are the best. They really are. They're just awesome. By the way, did some research on visiting NEO, possibly October. Depends on China allows for visitors without taking the China-made vaccine. Definitely, Theta. Definitely. Yeah, dude, I'd be down. October China trip. Get some content for the YouTubes. Gosh, you're all in Washington. Yep. I'll definitely stop by Theta and then Bleak Sun. Dude, if you're in the area, I'll be in Spokane, and then Theta's all the way at the west. So I'll figure out a way. If you're in any of those areas, you can hang out. Because we should be in a definitely a safer time to travel and like literally see people, even if we like grab a muffin and some coffee. Like I don't know. I like meeting people. I think it's cool. But yeah, Theta and Brad are both there. Bleak Sun's in Washington too. The West Coast is gnarly. I love it. I went to California. That was cool. Robert said PLTR to the moon. Don't sell diamond hands. Think IBM prices in 10 years. What's IBM doing? They're worth 120 billion. I like PLTR over the long term, though. I'm a pretty big fan of just software companies in general. I know IBM's been pretty much sideways for the last 10 years, of course, but if I can still pick up my 2% a week on covered calls, cash secured puts or whatever, I'm down for that. Don said, thanks for answering my questions, mate. Just letting you know you're changing lives. I really appreciate all your videos. I appreciate that, man, for real. Yeah, that's always been my whole goal with all my YouTube stuff. Like, just learning so much and then showing people how even if you work a job, even if you know, don't have the time, or if money makes you even a little bit emotional, like I've tried to show as many ways as possible and practical ways, man. That's always been my goal. Like, because I know what the internet shows you in this world, right, is usually very different from what you see in this world. So, at least in my perspective, I know that everybody who watches my videos doesn't have 50K to throw around in the market. I also know that there's people who are paycheck to paycheck. There's a lot of Americans that way. We're literally in a pandemic. Like, financially, I don't know a single person who wasn't hurt at all at some point in this pandemic financially. So I just took this as an opportunity to let's make some content around strategies that I've learned during this whole lockdown. Because I've been trading the market for a few years, right? But you know, getting into options, let me look at how to do this the smartest way, just so that people aren't have this false perception because they saw this YouTuber who, I don't know, probably has like 500,000 subs or whatever, YOLOing a bunch of spy calls and made $5,000 in a day or something, right? And then that it puts people in a bad mindset of what to expect from the market and what to expect from investing, trading, you know, where it's like every time somebody wakes up and they're like, today's the day, man. Today's the day I make my $5,000 like that YouTuber or whatever. And it's like, I wanted to take a step back from that and just show people strategies to add a little extra income to your life without having to have your eyes peeled on the market all day. Now, I watch the market pretty much all day a lot of the time because that's just who I am. That's what I do. That's like a lot of my purpose in life, right? Is I love watching the market, love helping people and making the content around it because I understand, like, it was the one when I was talking to my dad, I bought a bunch of stocks for him during the crash. His portfolio is up like 255% this year alone, like just off buying the crash. And like all time, no Dogecoin, none of that, like just normal stocks. And he was like, dude, just because of this, like I'm going to be able to retire an extra year earlier. And after like thinking about that and how you could do that for 100 people or 500 people or 10 people, even 5, you know. And like I manage a couple accounts, they're all family members accounts. And, you know, I just kind of put that in perspective of just like, wow, if I could, you know, teach these people how to make an extra $500 a week, like even, you know, you just kind of think like how much better your living conditions will be. And now I don't have to think about, like, because of my success on YouTube and trading over the last year, and it's like the sponsored videos and my CBD company and just like the help of the government with business grants and stuff, like I don't have to worry about money like I used to. And that's just something that I'm extremely grateful for compared to when I was like a teenager and, you know, $20 is the end of the world to you. Those days are hopefully long gone, but it's just, it's nuts. It's nuts how time just flies. I'll be in Oklahoma by the time you get here. Oh, you're moving to Oklahoma? That's actually sick. Or, oh, Okinawa. Sorry, not Oklahoma. Sorry, I read that too quickly. Oh, Okinawa, Japan? Or Washington? Is there an Okinawa, Washington? No, I think that'd be Japan. Shoot, we got to make a pit stop in Japan. Theta, we got to go to Japan. we gotta make a Japan stop before we hit China, and then we'll be good. Got a little chess notification. Halcyon sends me chess. We played chess throughout the week, which is fun. SPX the new Doge. Of course it is. No, the market's just wild then. What's it doing now? Where are we at? Where are we at across the board? 416.91. I'll probably have to close this position early, so I'll continue to monitor it. Home Depot's coming down. Whoo! Oh baby, let's go. Please keep dropping. You're scaring me for a second. I don't like that. We can't have that around here. Very Froggy Friday. I'm buying PLTR until 1,000 shares, almost 1/3 of the way there. It's my second favorite company. Their technology is amazing, what they do. And what they do with it is heartwarming. Yeah, dude, I love Palantir. I'm at 200 shares. I honestly want 300, but I'm going to sell cash secured puts until I get there. And I'm comfortable at 300 shares of Palantir. What would that be? If Palantir, if I had 300 shares and they hit, what's their market cap first? I need to double check what they are right now. 45 billion at 23 bucks a share. So if they were ever to hit 200 billion, right? Like a lot of our other favorite software companies. I mean, that'd be a pretty crazy return, 22K or something, if I had 300. Well said, Logan. Andrew said, yeah, that's just kind of my perspective on money. And I like to change people's minds on it because, you know, I never thought I'd be saying this because I don't know. I just never thought I would, like what I'm saying right now, because money's always been not stressful for us as a family. We've always done pretty well, like our whole family in general. But for me, like as a high schooler, I used to make minimum wage bussing tables. A year ago, before COVID, I was a janitor. I made $11 an hour as a janitor and was a salesman. I was a salesman at my so I had a seasonal job as a salesman at a plant nursery, and then I became a janitor in the winter months because you can't, the nursery closed from April to November. So from like the beginning of December, because I was in college at the time too, so like I was so focused on my schoolwork, right? I was studying a lot, but I would work as a janitor part-time from December. I would take all the overtime January, February, and by the time March came around, I'd go back to my sales. And the sales job was fantastic because, number one, I got to do sales, which is my passion, right? Like my passion in this world besides YouTube. Like if I was to work a job in the work world, like corporate world, between like marketing, sales, human resources, managerial stuff, right? Receptionist, all of that work. I would definitely be in sales because I just like sales. Like it's just fun. I would always read sales books. Like it's fun to me. I don't know why. Like marketing's cool too, but I never really flourished. I never thought I'd flourish in human resources or any of like the corporate-y style jobs, like those titles, you know. But I don't know. It's cool. Like I've always liked the idea of sales and like sales management or something like that. Sounds good. Oh shit, you play chess too? I do play chess. I love chess. It is so much fun. It's such a good game for the brain, you know. I appreciate you 16 guys hanging out, guys and gals hanging out. Don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to leave a like on this. This would be dope. I appreciate it. All the support. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't yet. I think we're almost at 7,500. And then I just appreciate everything. We'll get to more questions. What's your thoughts on just holding TQQQ and SPXL? Seems a lot safer to me than all these speculative stocks. So I like triple leverage funds, but I don't like them in a bullish market, not bullish market, sorry, in buying at like all-time highs, because the amount of downside that you're exposed to on triple leverage funds, right, is ridiculous. I know friends who bought Gush and are down 60%. And when COVID hit, we're down 90% on their investment in Gush. That might never go back up to that level, right? We've seen gas rise. We've seen oil prices come back up, and energy is coming back up. But with triple leverage funds, you got to remember that even the more it even goes down, the more it's got to come even further up to get back to that price. Nail is one that hit $110 a share, or 100 a share in 2018. Fell, or 2017 fell, hit it at right before COVID crashed all the way down to $4 a share. Lumber is at an all-time high. Lumber's not even been close to where it is now ever. Nail is still less than. And like all the stocks in that fund are setting all-time highs. Home Depot and Nail is still at like $93, right? It's just how hard it gets crushed. But yeah, I like triple leverage funds. Like TQQ is a fantastic one. And SPXL, they're great. You just got to remember, if the market does pull back, you should be fine in tech. But if the market does pull back hard on us, you could see yourself down like 50%, to where if you're just in a normal index, it could be 30. Now, I'm not saying the market's going to crash. I'm not a speculative person like that. But yeah, speculative, as far as stocks, I know what you mean. Individual stock wise, I've been lucky and fortunate, I would say, because I found Apple and Tesla, which are the main holdings in my portfolio. My Apple position was up about 130% before I started buying more shares. I had 16 shares with 130% return. I think now it's 40% return because I own 40 shares. Because I bought them all in this last dip when they were hitting like 118, 120. But my average cost before then was like 45 because I bought them in 2019. Because that's just part of long-term investing, you know. So I was like, shoot, I gotta start buying more long-term stuff. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Speculative stocks, as far as like Beyond Meat, a lot of stocks, right, where it's all speculation if they're gonna take off, like the EV stocks that started to just fall. Tesla's still a good one, but Go EV, right? I haven't heard much from them. Blink, Plug still plummeting. A lot of those speculative ones, right? It's just a tough, is it, you know, that's kind of how my brain goes. But I like industrials like Caterpillar. That's a great one. I wish I owned. Microsoft's another one I wish I owned, but I don't. I used to own Facebook. I sold it back in September, the day before the market plummeted. And it'd still be nice to hold, but I sold at for like 286 back in September. And it's been months since then. And it's finally back up there. So Theta said, I don't think Theta strats are work. That's the best part about Theta strats, 100%. So you're going to be the next Tony Robbins? Tony Robinson? Is it Tony Robinson? Who's Tony Robinson? Or am I wrong? Oh, Tony Robinson's the actor. Tony Robbins is the... Yeah. The American author. Yeah, that's kind of my plan, I guess. I don't know. My whole plan, I guess, is just content creator, stock trader. I have my other company. I do music. I've just always wanted to do everything. So I could never really like, I think that was the only reason why when I was working a lot, I always felt like I was underutilized. And I think the what's awesome with the YouTube community is like the amount of growth that I've seen kind of shows me that I'm not an underutilized person anymore. But I always felt like I was too smart to just be a janitor. Like in Good Will Hunting, like that movie. I always felt, and I'm not saying that to like boost my ego. I mean, I was horrible in high school. I finished like bottom of my class. I think in high school, I graduated with 204 kids and I finished like 187 out of 204 kids. I mean, I had absolutely terrible grades. I failed multiple classes. And then I went to school. And when I went to college, I got a scholarship because I hit the bare minimum to get a community college, full tuition, full whatever for those 2 years. Whatever. And I hit the bare minimum. My GPA when I was a junior was 1.6. But I did so well my senior year, finishing the year with a 3.7, that I averaged a GPA of 2.33, which was the minimum for the scholarship was 2.3. I finished with a 2.33, wrote up this whole thing about how I turned my whole life around. They could see it in my grades. And I got it. And I was like, shit, this is nuts. And then I went to school, started studying psychology. The thing with psychology is, so I love psychology, but the more I look into it, the more it can mess with my emotions. And I didn't want to constantly, like, once you know why people do the things they do, whether it's out of fear, greed, you know, and that's why I think I'm good with the market, because I'm a huge psychology fan. It kind of messes with your brain. a little bit. And like you start to overthink a lot of stuff when you understand why people do the things they do, right? Like why people get scared of snakes, right? Or, you can, when you understand how the pineal gland affects us, and how you understand, like, that people have been doing research for years on all of these topics, whether it's drugs, alcohol, and you start to understand like a lot of the things that society has kind of created around psychology. And then it's also really, there's not a lot of money, man. There's not a lot of money in psychology unless you're a therapist who has a really high level of clientele. And it doesn't have to be at like a high level, of course, right? Like you charge your rate, right? Whatever you think you're worth. But for a lot of the research psychology, which is what I wanted to do, the money's just not there. And the opportunities in the Midwest really aren't there for like research psychology. But for clinical psychology and doing therapist work, psychiatry, right, like that type of thing, that's where there's a lot in Michigan. There's a lot of therapists, right? You can go see for therapists. I thought that would always be cool, but I think I would become so emotionally attached to my clients. And I was always struggling with depression when I was studying psychology because of how in depth everything is. And like that just, I don't know, I was kind of being like a little pessimistic. And I think what kind of flipped me around was then I took a break from psychology and said, I'm going to study music this semester, because all the music classes, like music theory, covered all of my humanities credits, right? Arts and humanities, all of the prereqs you have to take anyway to get your degree. So I was like, I'm going to take this whole semester and just do electives. So that's what I did the semester after I took all core classes. Fantastic time. I absolutely loved what I did. Doing music theory, then after that, I'd go to my live sound class, which gave me credit. And then my introduction to audio technology class that I took gave me a different credit for some other elective, something to do, I don't know, someone that you could have taken that, or like computer programming or something like that, because it's all computer work, like software work. And then I totally shifted. After I took that, I decided to start my path on the business entrepreneurship side. And ever since then, ever since day one, like with starting my company, I had already a little bit of an advantage on everybody, I would say. I appreciate you guys for hanging out also, by the way. And with that advantage that I had, and I'm going to check the market real quick. I haven't checked it in a minute. I kind of saw myself excelling in a lot of areas that other people weren't. And it felt off. Like, I kind of felt like I was at the top of the, like just showing, like seeing what other people are asking questions, what they're learning. I really felt like I was at the top of my class with everything. And, it showed it in my grades, the amount of like how fast I'd get stuff done. And that was just kind of like my day one. Just ever since then, like when I saw the success that I was having in business class and entrepreneurship, and I just felt so motivated and inspired. And I got asked to come speak at colleges for entrepreneurs under 25, or the college would pay me to just give a speech about my journey. And that's kind of how I look at it now. It's like, this is what I want to do. I get to do what I want to do every day as a YouTuber, right? Like I can post what I want to post. You guys are the best audience in the world. What's the best part about you guys is you're all so down to earth, is I don't have anybody in my comments like expecting or asking of like, I mean, of course we get the trolls every once in a while, but that are just like, oh my gosh, I need to learn how to take $3,000. My like, I don't know, my aunt gave me $3,000 or something. Let's take this to 10,000 today. Like you guys have such a good mindset with it that I don't know, it's just awesome. That's what I like about you guys the most. And that's why I get to do what I love, because I found my niche of people who are like-minded. And yeah, Andrew said, give me free trades. Well, yeah, like just, I don't know, like people that message me and they're like, yo, bro, let's split these profits. You know what you're doing, just some weird stuff. I'm like, do you understand that I have so much stuff going on, right? That it's like, I don't know why people have that, but It's just wild. Andrew said, let your mind and passions work for you rather than your body. Great stuff, man. Looking forward and following along. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Andrew, for real. That's always been my plan, man. It's like, you know, you really have to enjoy what you do, you know, and as long as the money's there, right? Like the money's got to be there. That's why there's so many starving artists, and it's so hard to be just one thing in this world today. Even people who have a full job, right? People have a full-time job, still do side work. They still, you know, detail cars or the stocks. I mean, we're all doing it right now, right? Like that's part of just the hustle with life. Psychology messes with your own brain. Yeah, it really does, Theta. Holy smoke says I'm not even looking to gain today. All my short puts are way out the money. Yeah. Oh, you're not even looking again at the market. Yeah, no, seriously, that's perfect. That's the way to go, especially with the VIX as low as it is, man. Theta said, bro, had no idea we had that in common. Psychology messed with me too. The thing that was the worst is you can literally excuse people for doing. Yeah. Isn't that nuts? Legitimately excuse people for doing evil things. Spot on. You literally nailed it. Like, that's the thing. Psychology is just, it's the best and the worst, man. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. It is. I have not been like, I'm into the market because I'm into psychology. That's another reason why. That's why in those videos, I always talk about our thought process. What are we building? We're building our thought process. They're all numbers on a screen. We're building what makes us emotional. We're building that thought process on what do we do when we're in this position. And I think that's why you and I, Theta, do so well with the market. People like Halcyon, other great traders, you know, like all these great traders that we have on, it's because our psychology is there as a trader. Where I would say many people, I'm not saying they lack psychology, like a great brain for it, but like just emotions can dig into you and just absolutely crush you, you know. Robert with the shout out emojis, good emojis. Holy smoke said plus the liability. Yeah, plus the liability. Delicious food app. Hey, which stocks can I do weekly on cash secured puts to generate 2 to 3% per week? Can I help? Yeah. Palantir, that's a great one. That's about 2% a week, sometimes 3, depending on how far out of the money you go. Carnival Cruise Line. That one gets me about 2% a week as well, 2 to 3. I didn't run it this week though, because all my money was in my Iron Condors, and this was like a week that I was in with all my money, like almost all of it, except in my TOS account. Let's see. I like those two the best. Royal gives out really good covered call premium, which is cool, but cash secured put side of things, it's kind of a lot of money to put up. So like if you already don't have the 100 shares, just because it's a stock that's gone from $20 to 96 from the COVID crash, or like $30 to like 90, right? If you're able to get a good average cost and start doing covered calls up high, yeah, it's a good time to buy shares during a crash. Same with Nail. Nail is another one. You can make like $500 a week with 100 shares. My dad bought 100 shares back for $1,000 at 10 a share, way back, and now every 2 weeks he can make 500 just selling like a $93 strike or something. And if it sells all the shares, he still will make $8,300 with just 1,000. Dude's wilding out here. He is the he's just wilding with this stuff. I don't even get it, man. So jealous. So yeah, I like those two stocks. Let's see, another one. Workhorse actually gave out really good premium for me. I was getting like 5% on Workhorse, but I don't really like Workhorse a ton. Like I don't love it. I would own 100 shares because it's only like $1,000, $1,200. But one of my buddies just said he bought more Dogecoin right now. He said, "All in, boys." What is Doge doing right now? It's at 39. People buying the dip. Yeah, sit at the screen and get out and do stuff so volume be lower until winter. Yeah. Yep, it's going to be interesting. I definitely agree with you on that, Robert. People are going to want to just go and live their lives, which I love. I personally think that's amazing. I would much rather someone be happy than, because I get it. The wintertime, there's a lot of trading, but the VIX should continue to calm. I don't think we have a crash on the way because we literally have the Fed that will just pump the market for us. So it's like, the only thing that I would say with the market that's kind of goofy to me is like they've propped us up so much that honestly, I honestly thought that our economy would be even crazier right now with how, and it's already ridiculous. Yeah, never mind. I'm going to take that back. I didn't mean to say that. I think we're actually just absolutely ridiculous already. I start to think about how much debt we have as a country. Money is just an interesting concept with how much debt we have as a country and how much we pay in taxes, which literally just goes back to the government, and our debt just continues to skyrocket. It's got me kind of like, it'd be pretty nice to be Bezos right now and not have to pay any taxes. Luckily, I didn't have to this year. It just happened to be this year I'm going to have to pay taxes, but last year happened to be the perfect time from all my businesses growing and then this year just taking off. With the reopening of the economy in Michigan, it has really helped. And the, YouTube stuff taking off too has been fantastic. Which I can only thank you guys for. And just showing support, even when I do sponsored videos and, sitting through the ad or whatever. I mean, it's awesome. It really is. Like just whenever I have got to go back to work, Jonathan. Well, I hope you have a fantastic work day today, man. I truly do. Go Eagles. I haven't seen any other off-season moves very much as of lately. I haven't been keeping up with the NFL as of late. But man, dude, I love the NFL during the season. It is fantastic. The call spreads are working out though right now. Feels good. Call spreads on SPY. SPY continues to fall. We're up about 60% on them with $116 left to go. If we can get some good action, I can make a little YouTube video for everybody about how my spreads did this week, my mindset with it, and my other positions. Currently rocking. Rocking and rolling. The ARK funds, yeah, I like ARK. They're just so heavily weighted in everything that's ridiculously high that it's my thoughts are if an ETF ever does 100 and it did 200% in 1 year, that I'm not touching it. The chances that they replicate that is so small. But I love Cathie Wood. She's fantastic. But from my standpoint, I think ARK's got a long road to recovery unless Tesla starts to take off again. But I think over the next 5 years, especially if you're in an ETF, like if you're in ARK, it doesn't matter what it's worth today or tomorrow or even in a year. Like if I was buying an ARK ETF today or bought within the last few months, I would be in it for 5 years at a minimum. Because Cathie Wood's a smart lady. It's just hard to replicate a 200% return again on an ETF, right? That's, geez, that's just crazy. Because before then, her funds were only returning like 15% a year, maybe. I don't know. She had a good year though, and she's awesome. Cathie Wood is one of my like idols for the market. I look up to her more than Buffett. I look up to Cathie more than Buffett because she's helped put me in the positions that I'm in today. It's cool. I look up to Cathie more than Buffett, and I don't really have I don't know. I think Cathie is like my market man. Market man. No, she's a woman. Market. I was thinking of the other guy that I watch that's really cool, and I always keep up with him on Instagram and stuff. But yeah, It's funny because those guys don't even trade options. Like the people, oh, and In the Money. I look up to him a ton. He's like I would love to interview In the Money at some point and have a conversation with him because he shares the same mindset that I do. Buffett's your spirit animal. Yeah, Buffett's cool. It's just wild. I own some Coca-Cola because of him, just 4 shares for fun. It's a nice little dividend, and it's just fun. It's just my Warren Buffett. Like, bought so much Coca-Cola. It's like, all right, I like Coke products. I don't drink pop. I haven't had pop in years. I haven't drank pop since 2019. That's wild. Wild to think about. Mid 2019, because it's just like I drink alcohol and stuff, but I know like that can be bad for you in mass consumption. But I don't know, pop has just not been a thing that I've been into. Or soda. I know some people call it soda. They probably don't know. You guys probably don't know what I'm talking about right now. Soda. I think it's a Michigan thing to call it pop, right? Or something. I don't know. Something like that. Buffett. Yeah, Buffett's awesome. I used to look up to him a ton back in the day, but once I got into trading more and growth stocks, but I don't know, he's smart. He's just really like a lot of old school. Like he's buying Verizon, and he really takes it slow. We call it pop in Ohio. Yeah, Jason. I know in Ohio it's called pop too, in the Midwest, right? Just Michigan, Ohio. I don't know if Indiana's the same way. So I grew up around Toledo area, Jason, which is kind of interesting for anybody who doesn't know. I grew up around Toledo. It's an interesting place. That's all I can say. Holy Smoke said it's soda here out toward Pittsburgh. They call it pop. Okay, out towards Pittsburgh. Well, that's good to know. Go to Pittsburgh. I've always wanted to make it to Pennsylvania. I've never been. I've never been east. So I've been to North Carolina. I've been to Tennessee, Kentucky, right? But anything east or northeast of that, never been to. Never been to Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. I really want to make it to Maine. I think this year would be a great year to go to Maine. But I just haven't done it yet. Out to Massachusetts, out in Boston, Massachusetts. That'd be cool. So many good places to travel. I'm just such a junkie for out west that, like I said, I'm going to Utah in 2 weeks, and gonna be in Colorado for a couple months. Gonna hit Washington so I can see Theta Profit. Isn't much in Ohio. I moved to North Carolina last year. North Carolina is pretty great. I was considering living there for a little bit, but I just don't have any family down there. You aren't missing much. We got some beautiful forest up north. yeah, that's what I've heard. Erie, Pennsylvania area. It's like really colonial. It's really cool. Yeah, North Carolina is nice. I went there this year in June. North Carolina. It was a great time. I had a lot of fun. Got an Airbnb with a couple buddies for a weekend, and we just traveled around. It was nice because I've never been. I went to South Carolina for the first time too this summer, which was nice. That was for a baseball tournament. That was really fun. I was doing some of my best trading then, and I had so much fun. Like I was just in South Carolina, That's where I set my goal of $500 a week starting that week. And just how can I do this? It was cool. Off the market at least. Because I think it was a week I hit for like 600, and then I lost like $40 on Microsoft the last day, and we just had so much fun that whole trip. And I've never swam in the ocean until then, except in the Gulf of Mexico. But yeah, it's crazy. I did go out to the Pacific when I was out in California. I didn't swim in the ocean, but I walked in it. But we had so much to do that day, and we were in like downtown San Francisco. So much great places to go. I just can't wait till COVID's over so we can reopen and travel again, and be in cities and not have to worry about, everything that we're worrying about now. But I was in Denver for a lot in the winter. But now I'm in Westminster in Colorado. So if we have any Colorado homies, you guys want to hang out, I'm free when I get out there. I'll be free after the market hours. It's been an interesting market day, though. Everything is slowly calming down. No 0 days expiration plays today. There is not a single clear setup all day except this morning. And that was like the first 5 minutes. I usually don't trade. Like, look how choppy. Look at that. That is choppy. That was the only good setup, was that bottom, or that top to that bottom, and that was right in the rip. And I guess I could have bounced, but my indicators had shown nothing that we were going to get a good opportunity. So we're getting just a froggy Friday. So we'll see what we got going on. What's going on? What's going on? The good, the bad. I actually have to check the Discord. I haven't checked it in a hot second. Incredible upward run, sure. Phase 2 September. What are Delta 5 calls? I can't pull. Throwing down on VIX leaps. All right. What's my opinion on Doge? Doge opinion. I'm happy if anybody made money on it. I had the opportunity to purchase some at 1 cent. I would have put $100 in. That today would be about 4,000, I think, which would be nice. But that was back in January. It was the only time I'd ever thought about saucing any money at it. It would have been $100. I wouldn't have put any more. 1,000 would have been risky, but that'd be worth 40K today or something. But there's no fundamentals behind it. So in my opinion, my thoughts are, I'm not touching it at 40 cents, that's for sure. But if anybody made money so far, congrats. It's literally a meme. So yeah, just hopping in now is not the way to make money, though. That's for sure. Because to even double your money, you would have to go from 40 cents to 80 cents. And if you weren't buying it at 5 cents, 6 cents, 8 cents, 10, 13, then I wouldn't be vibing with it now. You know, if you didn't like it, that's what I always tell people. All my friends that didn't believe in Tesla, and I'm sitting with a 300% return on my shares, and I got a pretty hefty investment, and they're all like, should I buy Tesla now? And I'm like, if you didn't like Tesla when I liked it, and you kept telling me the markets was going to crash, you're like, the market's got to crash again. Why do you want it now? Like, if you didn't want it then, why do you want it now? Like, that's the fundamental basis with the market, right? I don't just touch things because they're going up. I'm not touching that. I got $50 free for a put credit spread, but I'm waiting. Good idea. Put $1 in at 7 cents as a joke. Yeah, that's up to like $5. That's awesome. That's a good old. You can grab a sandwich with that. I wouldn't hate on that. Can't complain. That's a free food, man. Texting a buddy back. Good morning. Yeah, there's a lot to this crazy wild market. A lot of sideways. SPY is coming down though. I hope it continues to fall. I just want to pull back so I can set myself up for better plays. I liked where we were Wednesday. SPY 411. Perfect. You know, I'll take that any day of the week. I'm going to start streaming every day. This is fun. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to leave a like if you guys haven't already. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be live for probably 30 more minutes, and we can just keep talking about the market and setting up positions and SPY is continuing to fall, as you guys can see. It's at 416, is at 29. So it broke out of the trend line it had built, so we might see it retest down here. Now I can do all my charting on TOS, but since I'm not like actively in something that needs my attention at the moment, I'll just look at the Robinhood ones. If I was like actually trading, I'd be on my TOS stuff. But with today's choppiness, this market's just like, hey, Logan, we're going to go sideways on you, and you're going to have to deal with it. But yeah, the SPY calls are flying. We're up 70%, a little bit more sucked out of these, and these guys should be killing it. But yeah, it's just cruising. Cruising. It's just fun chatting with you guys too. It's so much fun. What does this edit button do? Trying to learn about being live. I used to stream a ton last year, like every day. It was a blast. Oh, it's cool. I can redirect. That's really cool. But yeah, I'll probably start my streams up. I'll probably stream a few times a week from now on, just so you guys can chat and see what you got going on with your positions, and we can, manage them properly. Get that proper management going. My Neo debit spread down a little bit, but not worried. Got it for 2 more weeks. Banks are pulling back, at least the big ones. That Beyond Meat flew up and then catapulted down, RKO'd. Andrew said, I'm down. Heck yeah, dude. I love streaming. And I have a full stream set up in Colorado. That's the thing. So like, that's why I was kind of like, I want to work my way back into streaming, and then I can have my charts pulled up. We can chat. I can show videos live on stream. We can play music or whatever. Just make it a fun time. They're so fun. You got that right, Andrew. Just chatting. Just chatting. It's fun. I've watched, like, on some days I'll literally just watch some of my favorite Twitch streamers just to watch them. Like, just even if they're on in the background while I'm like trading, it's just fun. Like, I can peek over and I'm like, look at, they're playing video games. Like, it's just so cool. Yeah, I want to do weekend hangouts too. I was considering streaming some video games. I don't know if you're into video games, but so Errol Coleman and I don't know if you guys follow Errol on TikTok. He's got like almost 300,000 followers, and he's verified and all that. And he lives in Colorado, and I did a video with him where we chatted about his trading strategy. We were talking about streaming Call of Duty because he loves Call of Duty, and I like playing it too. And he said he loves his stock content, but he wants to bring in a new audience, and also just to have a hangout on the weekends, because we're trading through the week. So why not hang out on the weekend? So he's like, we should, when you're out in Colorado, because I'll have my internet way better then, I can stream. He said, what we should do is start streaming some Call of Duty. And I was like, let's do it, man. Let's start streaming. And so Errol and I will probably start running some Warzone games or whatever he wants to play. I'm up for. I got Rocket League. I like gaming. I'll dust off my trigger finger. Yeah, if you want to play with us, Andrew. I bet Errol would be up for it. It's a fun time. It's just crazy. You guys know how crazy it is. I've watched Errol before I even started my YouTube channel. So like, to watch somebody and then now I just can text them whenever and vice versa. And like, we just always text all the time and stuff and do Zoom calls. Like, I don't know. It's just wild. It just feels wild. Like, to watch somebody and then them talk to you. I don't know. I guess you guys can kind of say the same for me, but like, I was watching Errol, like he was teaching me stuff back in the day. Like he was teaching me breakout patterns, and I'm talking like a year and a half ago on TikTok. So now that him and I are just like, I remember the day he replied to me way back, and I thought it was the craziest thing ever. I was like, dude, I love this guy. And then you just have a conversation on like Zoom, and I don't know, it's just wild. It's crazy. You can really like literally meet people that you watch on the internet. It's nuts. It's a great time. Spies just jumping up and down. Let's see my YouTubes. So let's see if Halcyon's free. I gotta text him. The most life experience I've ever gained is in COD lobbies. King Cash Eddie, are you on Xbox or PlayStation? I know that Errol's on Xbox. I'm on PlayStation, but we can cross-platform. I'm gonna text Halcyon and see. Yo, you wanna come to stream, dog? See what he says. You're on Xbox? Perfect. Yeah, here I'll sauce out mine. Okay, so you're on Xbox. So I'll have to get your COD gamer tag if you have Warzone. With like the numbers after it. It's like hashtag like number da 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 da, so I can type it in. Since you're on Xbox and I'm on PlayStation. But that can work too. You can always comment it on one of my videos or in here, and I can always go back and then type it in to my friends list on. I don't really game as much as I used to, but I'll play from time to time on the weekends, and it's really, I mean, it is fun on like a Saturday just to get together with the boys and just run some COD. That's always just been fun for me. But I appreciate all the support on the stream, guys. Seriously, I mean, it's the first stream back in a while, and honestly, I didn't know how to take it because I was really, oh, that cake looks so good. Look at this cake. That's nuts. Because I just haven't streamed in so long. I was like, you know, how is everybody gonna react to it? I have my whole other audience now, like that I didn't have when I was streaming before. I think the last time I streamed, I had like 2,200 subs. So it's just cool. I don't know. It's cool to hear from you guys. Yeah, I'll have to hit you up on it later. Been a year or so. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Take your time. No worries. No worries. No hurries. We're just vibing. The market is just fun. It's just fun, man. Halcyon's laughing at me because I told him that I would just call him over Discord or the phone. Oh, he's got to make some calls quick, he said. Because I told him I don't think my setup could handle a stream and a Zoom call and having it live streamed right to the stream, like updating from the Zoom while giving good high definition quality and good voice quality. So I said, I'll just call you over the phone. And he started laughing. So we could do a Discord call on my laptop, of course. It's just funny. He's got to make some calls quickly, so let's see if we'll even have time to get him on. It'd be cool. It would be cool. Man, I missed that thumbnail. That was a good thumbnail back in the day. I need to reuse that. Yeah, I used to pay a guy to do my thumbnails, and I just started doing them on my own because I was uploading content so frequently. It would take him 2 days to get back with me. So I would have to know what video I was uploading 2 days from now. And then I'd have to like check with him and see if it looked good. And I mean, it helped definitely catapult the channel for a long time. But then I just started making them myself because it would take me like 5 minutes. And I just want to keep getting content out, and instead of just sitting on something, especially if I'm like covering a topic, like how to trade Tesla earning, not Tesla earnings, sorry, how to trade like battery day, right? Like I couldn't do a battery day video on a Tuesday if battery day was on the Wednesday and then wait 2 days because then like nobody would need to know that. So I just started doing them on my own. I got to go to work time. Have a good one. Have a great day at work, holy smokes. I really hope you have a great day and make that moonay, and then let's continue to use the market to our advantage. You know, it's a great time out here. We're just living, loving life. I hope you have a great day at work, though, for real. Shout out anybody working during COVID. You guys are just full sending it. Are you leaving too, Bleak Sun, or are you saying bye to holy smokes? But I hope you seriously hope you have a fantastic time at work. Are you guys all West Coast? So is it like 9 a.m. for you guys right now? That's wild. Got a lot of votes on people like who would like to do who want to see me live stream through the trading day. It's pretty cool. I would love to just keep doing this. It's just fun. It's just so fun. Let's see how Spy's doing. I'm packing out my house now. Oh, that's so nuts. So you're gonna be on Japan time. That is just wild to me. I don't know how you do it. Bleak Sano. That's awesome though. Now I'm next door to you, Logan. Aw, that's awesome. Started a job in a call center during COVID in Michigan, pumped it into the market. Call center life is not my thing. Oh, so you're in Michigan too, Andrew? That's awesome. Yeah, call center life. What company do you work for, if I can ask that? Oh, someone knocked on our door. I think it's someone delivering a package. Or let me double check. I'll be right back. It's the FedEx guy. I just want to make sure it wasn't somebody I knew who was just showing up at the house randomly. Just the FedEx guy. For PLTR options today. I sold a call for a few weeks out. I actually haven't opened anything new. I'm just letting my cash secured put expire today, and then my covered call expire, and I'm gonna wait for Monday to reassess a new position. Because let's say we do gap up or gap down, then I can start my new positions. Because if we gap up, I'd want to grab a covered call. If we gap down, I'd want to do a cash secured put, right? Buy into weakness, sell into strength. Andrew said, yes, sir. And Robert said, Chicago. Yes, sir. Yeah, Chicago's great. Yes, sir. What a fun day. Thank you guys for the 19 likes on the stream. We got 15 minutes left that I'll be rocking with them. Spies at 416.37. My credit call spreads are up 68%. We just got to get a little bit more premium sucked out of these, and we'll have a fantastic week of trades. a fantastic week with my PLTR and my covered call. That did well. It's for $42 this week. The other one was for 40, so that's 82. And then my Iron Condor. This is another pretty solid market week for me so far. And I'm hoping we can replicate it next week as well. Gotta love the market. DIA's fallen. Facebook's down. SPY's just chopping to the side. It was Spectrum, used to be Charter Internet, worked in retention, cramming products down struggling people's throats. Oh, man. Felt awful about it, and it bled too much into my personal life, and the hours kept me from trading. Yeah, I can't imagine. That is just wild. Working for Chart, wow. Yeah, for Spectrum. That is wild. Yeah, that's always tough to, like, because you want to trade more than anything, you know, like that's what we all want to do. It's fun. Trading's great. There's great opportunity in it. And it just stinks, like, if you have a job that bleeds into the time that you have to trade. I mean, sometimes jobs are great when trading. I remember one time I was trading at work one day way back, and it like kept me from looking at it every, 20 minutes or whatever. So that's always fun, right? When you're looking at your trades that you're doing. Paid well again, or paid well, but again, not my thing. Yeah, I don't blame you. If it's not your thing, it's not meant to be, and you don't want to rock with a job like that. That's just the tough part. That's what I was when I was worked at a restaurant. That was not my thing at all, and just you just move on past it, and you learn that, hey, I don't want to do this ever again. I don't want it. Would just not my thing. Rocking with some more. I can't wait to eat today, though. I've been intermittent fasting. I don't know if any of you guys do that. And the last time I ate was like 7 p.m. yesterday. So my fast, I'm pretty much good to eat now. I'm at 17 hours, but I might push for 18. I usually just do 16. But yeah, I ate at 7 or 7:30 last night, right around there. So that's always, it just feels great. Feels great. Phone back on the charger. They just said I do it every day. Heck yeah, man. Intermittent fasting is just so next level. You do the same as well? 16/8. It's the best I've ever felt in my entire life. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. Intermittent fasting is the best I've ever felt in my entire life. Because like when I started doing this too, it's like, intermittent, like just, and eating good food too, when you choose to eat, so you're not bloated all the time and full and just eating because that's what you think you're supposed to do. And like the reward is in like that discipline, right? Like that struggle, being disciplined and not breaking your fast like after 10 hours, right? Like let's say you ate at 11 p.m. and started eating the next morning at like 9 a.m. That's 10 hours, but let's say your whole goal was 16, like that discipline of pushing yourself until then, it's fantastic. Have you done a 3 or 5 day? No, the longest I've gone is 20 hours without food. It got to the point to where, like, when your mouth starts to taste like absolutely nothing, that's where I was like, man, I need some food. I've yet to fast for like 3 or 5 days though. I can't even imagine what that feels like. Because I just feel good. I know like all the cellular repair you get from fasting 16 hours. And like honestly, I really don't even eat much during my eating window. Like I pretty much just eat a pretty big meal. And then, like I said, like usually my normal schedule is 1 to 9 or 2 to 10, depending on the night and then when I eat, right? Like, because it's so hard to eat at the same time every single day. Workouts every other day, quit vaping with all my friends together. Hands down. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I was never into vaping, but all my buddies were, so there's that. But yeah, working out also. I can't wait to get back in the gym once the COVID stuff clears up. I just can't work out in a mask. I break out really bad when I do that, so it's just not for me, you know. I do some body stuff here, and I always go. I went on a run last night. I try to run a mile a day if I can. I'm a big like cardio guy, so just try to feel as good as possible. But yeah, I'd love to get back into weights and stuff too. But I've just gotten very comfortable with life in general, with like as far as what I eat, when I eat, you know, what you feel. It feels like crazy mental clarity. I couldn't even explain it. You also get something that feels like you drank 7 cups of coffee at some point. That's so awesome. Yeah, I feel like the mental clarity from that's got to be ridiculous. Like mental clarity is the other reason I started intermittent fasting. That was the main reason because I just couldn't stay focused on my tasks. Because I started intermittent fasting in, I think it was last February. No, it was even before that. It was way before that actually. November 2019. Probably, maybe even earlier. I know it was like right around October, November 2019. That's also when I cut red meat out of my diet too. I don't know. I just went on like this full on, like, I'm going to start fasting and cut red meat out. And that's what I ended up doing. And I've eaten red meat like 3 times in the last, what would that be? Year and a half. Only 3 times. It was bacon every single time. It was because someone made me a BLT sandwich, and I felt like if I didn't eat it, or if I picked it off, it'd make them feel bad. And it was like 1 piece. I was like, whatever, it's already been cooked. But just because red meat gives me like stomach issues, I don't know. It's always hurt my stomach. I used to go to the doctor for like stomach thing, like for just having a bad stomach, and that's what I found out it was. And then yeah, with bacon the other times too. So bacon's a good one though. But yeah, I haven't had beef. Bacon, the other white meat, question mark. I haven't had beef in forever. I eat fish. I like fish, but I definitely just eat like chicken the most. It's finally light outside, which is nice. The sun's coming out, so you guys are seeing like a light up on my face, which is wild. Absolutely wild. It's just fun to be streaming again. I can't wait to start streaming when I'm in Colorado too, you know. It's just going to be a fun time. I really appreciate all the support too. We're already closing in on 2 hours of the stream. Can break my fast. I want to get another video out to you guys today. I'm going to talk to Halcyon, see if he wants to run up another one, or I might just sit in front of the camera, talk about my covered calls and cash secured puts like recent, because you guys have been loving that. You guys have been loving it. It's really awesome. It's really awesome. Let's see here. I'm just going to update the Discord really quickly on a position. Let them know what we're doing, how we're doing. But yeah, dude, the theta strategy is awesome. Hoping we can finish SPY out pretty strong here. Morgan Stanley, what was the article? Books Archegos loss, but profit hits a new high. Yep, just one strong economy, that's for sure. Trevino, what is that? Never heard about it. Trevina, Trevina. Bacon the other way meat. Trying to figure out how to manage YouTube Studio right now. A lot of interesting. Happy Doge Day. It's a great video, Theta. I have to check it out after this. Your Doge Day upload from an hour ago. Chatting about stocks. Halcyon said he might make an appearance. We'll see if he can show up in, like the next 10 minutes or so. Streams are fun, man. We used to stream from 9:30 a.m. to like 3 p.m. every day over the last summer. Every day, and the market was just on a rampage. So every day I'd wake up and I would just sit there and just watch the market ramp almost every day. Stonks. Got to be PC. Yes, the stonks market. Absolutely. I love the stonks market. Stonks. Gotta love the stonks market, Can't beat the stonks market. Wow, we're at 7,430 subscribers. This is crazy. You guys are the best. You guys are the best community. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate all the people stopping in, hanging out, chatting about whatever, just the market in general. What a green time it has been in the market. I mean, between everything. It's just been wild. This market's just something else. It's just something else right now. Upcoming. It's like, huh? Stream. What do you think? Dodge? No, probably Doge. Jeff, earlier I was talking about it. I said, if you're not in, if you didn't like it at 5 cents, I wouldn't be buying it now. Like if you didn't like it at 5 cents, why is the person who wants to buy it like it at 40? Doge is absolutely no fundamentals behind it. It is a complete meme, and I think it's going to be great for. I think there's gonna be a lot of people that make money on it who have been in it for a while, and there's gonna be a lot of people that lose money on it, just like GameStop at some point, and just like all the cryptos. So my whole perspective on that is, if you're not in already, now if you're asking, hey, I've been in this for a while and I have a really good return, that's fantastic. I want to congratulate you on that. But my thoughts on Doge are there's no fundamentals behind it. It's a complete meme. And, literally purchasing anything in Doge, I mean, it's just kind of like a meme currency. So it's, I don't know. It's kind of like you're just complete pure. I think that's like a pure gamble, in my opinion. But it is running. I just don't really have FOMO anymore, so I don't deal with it as much. But that's kind of my thoughts, Jeff, on Doge. I don't have FOMO. I could watch that thing run to $20 today, and I would just go, Ryan said, thoughts on Disney? Do you have a price target? I see 250 next year. So my price target is actually 200 on Disney, and they hit it. So I owned a lot of Disney. I bought it back for like 106 a share during the COVID crash and sold a lot of it at like 170 something. So that was a good time making that trade. My trade target was always my price target has always been 200 for them. I think they would need to reopen their parks like fully for them to continue to rise, but they do have Disney Plus flying, and that's just ridiculous. The streaming services are where it's at to make money in this world. People love entertainment. People love TV. right? Especially Disney. So, in my opinion, Disney is a great stock. It's hard to beat. Hard to beat it. Disney is the place to be. That's for sure. That is for sure. If it runs to 20, I'm retired this week. Girlfriend will be my sugar mama. Yeah, that'd be ridiculous. If that happens, man, I mean, I don't think we'll ever. Here's the thing: it's worth 30 billion right now at whatever it's priced at, 30 cents. So it would have to be worth 2 trillion for that to happen, right? Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen, but I don't know. We've seen crazier things. This just shows you how abundant money is in this world. If we literally have people dumping 30 billion into a meme stock, that just shows you how abundant money is, in my opinion. Like if there's literally 30 billion out there that like nobody needs right now, that's nuts. Me either, nor did I think today wouldn't happen. For real, Theta. It's just that's like 30 billion. I know it sounds ridiculous, but like that's kind of practical in this market. And you know, like Carnival's worth 30 billion. I just don't think Dogecoin's going to be worth more than Google. You know, yeah, it's those stimuluses, man. Money is just abundant. It's an abundant resource, and I don't know, especially with how much we printed this past year. It is definitely just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Those stimmies. Appreciate all the likes, guys. Let's see what Spy's doing. Let's see what we got. $416.64, just going sideways. Zoom's actually on the rise. That's where my portfolio is coming back. Home Depot's still in the decline. It's good. The port's making its round today. I was down 600 at the lowest point an hour and a half ago, and now my port's at break even. So that's always good. It's a good day. It's a good morning. Stimmy turned into FOMO money. I'm telling you, man, that just shows you money's so abundant that like people will literally take a stimulus check, free money, and put it in the market instead of like paying bills and stuff. You know, money is an abundant resource. It's super abundant. Like there's just so much money out there, and it's like you don't need very much money as a person. I mean, like need. Everyone wants a lot of money, but I'm saying like to survive, you don't need like 20 million to survive. You know, people can survive off 30K a year and still own a home and a car and a pet, right? I mean, it's tight compared to the people who make like 6 figures, but and have kids. Kids is the crazy one. If you have kids as a expense, sorry, Dad, but I was an expense for a long time. That's for sure. But we got him the good stocks, and now he's like, man, I can't imagine if I didn't buy stocks this year. Like, of course. So it's all about, baby, getting them good stocks. Kids are an investment. Yeah, Paul's right. They are. They're definitely a big investment. They're awesome. I do babysitting from time to time, and kids are the best. They're an investment, that's for sure. AWK, you were a good investment. Yeah, my dad, my dad, after all these years, he's like, wow, all the money I poured into this kid right here just made it all back with stock market money in 1 year. Some people are content with that. I know we aren't. Yeah, exactly. Yep. No, I'm that's how I think, man. Like I'm super content with my life, but man, every day, like if I always think about it, I'm like, if someone gave me like 20 million today, like you'd be able to retire easily. You put 2 million in the market, takes, even if it made like 4% a year or something, you're still making, what is that, 120 grand a year or something off the market with 2 million. So it's like, that's a salary. Someone gave me 20 million. I still would do what I'm doing every single day because if I literally was like, that's what I think about retirement for a lot of people. It's like, you retire, like you're just, what are you going to do? So I don't know. I love what I do. I get to do what I love every single day. And there's a lot of life left to live, man. But yeah, I'm not content with just 30K a year. So I'm always grinding, but that's just because that's like my satisfaction. That's like my passion, like just to grind at something. Yep. Live off that principle and give back. That's what it's all about. Yeah, like seriously, you could literally, like, if someone gave you 20, that's the crazy thing about money in the market, man. If you put a million into an ETF, like SPY ETF a year ago, I mean, the safest investment out there, it's up 48% this year. That's 480K, bro, in a year. That's what I'm saying. That's why, like, the market is a powerful tool. That's why, like, seriously, it's all about, I think that's what people say, like, you're the first 100,000 that you make and save or whatever, if you're able to make and save 100K, it's the hardest you'll ever have with money. That's the hardest time you'll ever have, because after that, then you can take your foot off the gas pedal a little bit. My goal has always just been weekly income, because I know with weekly income, that's what gives you freedom. It's like a job, right? Just set up systems that bring in weekly income. And yeah, it'd be nice to have the flashy Dogecoin gains, but I do what I'm comfortable with, and consistent income you cannot beat. That's why rental properties are so popular, and capital gains are great, but you got to sell it. And then once you sell your position, then you're out of the investment. You got to find a new spot for that money. But if you're able to capitalize on it, first trade ever, Tesla in 2016. Stock one share made 30% and saw the possibilities. Yes. Isn't that nuts? 10K, 30% on 10K is 3,000. 30% on even 1,000. That's $300. It's nuts. Tripling your money. I think this was my favorite one. Is like, I always talk to my dad about nail because he put 1,000 in today. That's worth like 9,300. Is 1,000, right? That he put in. He bought that a year ago. 10,000 would be worth 93,000, or his 1,000 was worth 9,300. I think I said that right. 10,000 in is 93,000. 100,000 into nail a year ago, you'd almost have $1 million. That's what's crazy, right? Like, especially investing in a crash, right? Like this, that's the thing with the market. It's so powerful, and there's so many ways to play it. Like, that's why I think money's so abundant. Now I definitely have had that thought before where I've lost money in a day and was like, this sucks. The market sucks. You think that way, but it's like, if you think about the long term with the market wakes up every day, Monday through Friday, just like we all do. Why not utilize it a little bit? Like, for the rest of my life, I'm always going to be playing the market. That's the great thing. Like, all the option stuff. Like, I could just do credit spreads on ETFs anywhere at any time. I could completely change career paths. I could, like, I want to keep doing YouTube for sure, but let's say for some reason there was something else in my life that I didn't want to do anymore. I'm still going to be trading credit spreads. Like my whole goal has always been smart enough to know that the more money you keep, the more money that money makes for you, and then you can go buy your fancy stuff. I think Graham Stephan talks about it all the time, right? It's what you keep, man. My first short-term trade was TTD. Sure wish I held now. Trade desktop. What is that? Desktop stock? Trade desktop or something? TTD. Yeah, trade desk. Oh my gosh, it's at 721. I haven't seen trade desk since 600 in October. Dang, dude, that's like a Tesla right there. That is a Tesla theta profit. Jason. I don't know why I keep calling you by theta profit. It's funny. So you change your YouTube name back to theta profit? That's awesome. CrowdStrike had a nice pump. They had a good technical pattern set up. I just didn't take it. Come on, SPY, calm down. We just need you to calm down. Tesla's at a new high for the day. Still red on the day on my Tesla shares, but it's climbing. It's barely red. When am I red? $2. Yeah. The VIX is low though, which is nice. Microsoft and Zoom are just legging up like it's nobody's business. We just gotta keep SPY down. SPY's got tons of resistance to get through right now. Yeah, I need to move it over to a brand account. Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. Yep, just keep growing your brand. Keep growing your brand. Whether it's Theta Profit or Jason Stevenson. Like my brand's Logan Ladge. I made it myself instead of like stock market trader or whatever. I could have did anything. I could have did theta trader or something, you know, but I was like, I'm gonna make it my personal brand. It's cool. I just think you can connect with people really well that way. As you know, how well we connected with people in that video where we talked about your freaking crazy Tesla $500 and a $250,000. That's just awesome. I don't know how you did it, but man, well, I do know because we chat about it, but I just mean like from a mental standpoint. I think I would have just been freaking out the whole time. Caterpillar's about to go red on the day. Home Depot's coming down a little bit. Let's keep that coming down. That'd be nice for my position. Just like another $1. That'd be nice. That'd be really nice. It's all about where the delta is. 32 delta there. Yeah, I'm playing really close on these guys. It's kind of scary. Home Depot's still just flying. Everything else is looking good though. Just need this theta to kick in on SPY in the next 2 hours. But yeah, our portfolio is green on the day now from being down 600 due to all my tech stocks this morning going whoop and now going whoop. Andrew said, calling my rich friends, telling them to sell for you. Yeah, let them know. Let them know that I'm ready for some selling to happen. I just want to keep SPY down just today. I can do whatever it wants for the rest of the time, but let's break this fast with some peanuts. Clove up 2.54%. I don't really watch Clove. I could throw it on my watch list. Clove. Let me check it out. CLOV, Clove. Clove. Oh, it's up $2. Oh, so it's up 33%. Jeez. I wonder why it moved today. They have 4 employees. and they do healthcare insurance services. So I wonder why today was the day it decided to go to the moon. I was gonna say, how's Fubo doing? Fubu died. Fubo. Yeah. Meet Kevin pumped it. Now it's spreading. Dude, he pumps so much stuff. YouTube is a powerful platform, man. Data was down 4,200. Now you're up 100. Dude. That's what I'm saying. I was down nasty this morning too. Tesla turned around for us. Yeah, Meet Kevin's a goon. I don't really watch him. I watched him a couple times because he would always do, this is how much I make off YouTube every single day. And it was like $7,000 or something. Like, just stupid. He's such a goon. He makes good content, though. I just wonder how his videos get so many views. It's probably because he keeps up with the news for everybody. I just don't really watch him. And he's got the ridiculous gains. I saw his Tesla shares in one account. He took like 30 grand into like 400,000 or something. Just going nuts. Fubo is like completely died. I remember when I traded Fubo, lost $200. Never touched them again. And now they've fallen like crazy because their earnings sucked. Let me check my chart, see if it's a good time to start buying shares. Maybe for the long term. What do you guys think? Let me check my charts. He plugs his courses, his referral codes, his videos like 20 times a day. Yeah, that's wild. I mean, more power to him if people are buying them and getting value from them. But, and he's got that, dude, he's got that level where like people who are so mindless with Robinhood and stuff will go through his code. And he'll never have to worry about money ever. I mean, he doesn't have to anymore anyway, but. Yeah, I doubt I'll ever have a course. If I ever had a course on my channel, it would be if any of the traders wanted to have one. Like, I'm cool with helping them promote it, but I would have to, of course, enjoy the course too. And I have no reason to make one, though. I make all my videos for free. Like, since it's my channel, I can post whatever. So there's no reason for me as of now, right? I could always make one down the road, but I like what I'm doing right now. I know Graham Stephan does good with his courses too. It's wild. What a wild world. Spy, you better be down when I recheck you. Sideways. It's been sideways for the last hour. It's a great day, though. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. It's pretty warm here in Michigan. Oh, sorry, I lied. It is only 39. Never mind, it's 43. It just updated. So that was supposed to be 54 at 4 p.m. Wonder why it's so cold right now. I can't believe Meet Kevin pumped it, man. And you know he's got something in it. His title is probably bought 30 grand of this stock. Get in now. Then he's probably selling it today. You know? Andrew said I was going to say. That was wild to me. Absolutely wild. I want to buy more stocks, but like, dude, the market's just too high for me. I was buying a lot of shares a couple weeks ago. I think I bought like $4,000 worth or something, maybe more, probably more. I'm ready for summer. There's no snow to go snowboarding, and I'm not man enough to longboard in this. Yeah, 100%. It is too cold to longboard. Just buy a share of PLTR. Should I? Just full send. It is very red today. It's still dropping. Actually, my cash secured puts at the $22 strike, so I might be buying 100 of them today. Theta. So I'm just gonna hold out. Just in case I buy. If I don't buy them all, I'll buy one on Monday for you. I'm cool with it. I love Palantir. I miss snowboarding though, or I went skiing a ton this year. I loved it. It just sucks I couldn't go in Colorado because you had to book, which I could probably go when I go out now. I wonder how long Breckenridge is open till. Especially when you live out there, the lift tickets aren't that bad. Like the drive kind of sucks, but. Hope to get assigned. Yeah, I have one for this week. I'm going to open a 22 strike for next week as well. Merch Metrics, I appreciate you hanging out. Good to see you. A Basin is open latest, I believe. Perfect. Well, I appreciate you letting me know that. I'll check that out for sure. I had a great year skiing with the homies. We were drinking a ton when we got up to the top of the mountain. Well, like on the chairlift, like in the lobby, walking up to the chairlift, right? You put your skis on and then you start to feel it when you're on the chairlift, and we're laughing. And we get to the top of the mountain and we're just full sending it down the hill as fast as we can go. And I'm just laughing the whole time. It was such a great time. Life's awesome. Yeah, man, you got it, Merch. You got it, Merch. I appreciate you hanging out. I take the premium received and buy stock with that dollar amount. Data profit, bro. That's the smartest thing I've heard all day, man. That's what I should start doing. I don't know why I like to keep everything in cash once I make my money. I'm like the hood rich way of doing it. It's like I make $500. I'm gonna flex that on my buying power, you know? Like I'm counting. I'm hood rich with my buying power. Yeah, Palantir's still at a good price for picking up shares for sure. I just wouldn't buy Microsoft right now or Facebook or nothing like that. Got to pull back first. Same with Home Depot. Love buying stocks. It's the best. Oh, so you can buy the same day tickets. That's really awesome. Yeah, there's so many good places to go ski. What's the market doing now? Oh, Palantir is still dumping. Tesla's on the rise. So my portfolio is just fighting itself right there. Sideways downtrend. So we like to see. Froggy. Very froggy. That's funny. I might add more spreads. I was thinking about add more call spreads going into close for next week or maybe 2 weeks out and try to collect some premium. Just looking at my charts. Let's see if Fubo is a good pickup. I need to type that in. Actually, I'll check it after the stream. We were having buffering issues the last time. But I appreciate all the support. I've been live for 2.5 hours. I'm probably going to hop off here. I want to make a little bit more food so I don't eat all my peanuts right now. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. Let's start streaming like almost every day. Probably Monday, Wednesday, Fridays or something. We can pick a scheduled day for it. But I appreciate all the likes. If you guys are new here, make sure you subscribe. But that's going to be everything for me today. We've been live for 2.5 hours. And I seriously can't thank you guys enough for the support. I'm glad that you're learning from the channel. I'm glad that your trading is going well from the strategies that I've shown. That's just what I want to show. Just just that people can use the market, make their life a little bit better financially, and maybe you add a little more stress to your life, but it's just a way to do it, man. There's so many ways to do it. So yeah. Wow, 2.5 hours. This thing, it flew by. It feels like I've only been live for 30 minutes, not gonna lie. Theta and I will get on a video soon together. I want to have him back on. I'm gonna text him right now when I hop off and see when he's free. And we can run through his account again and just say, kind of see what he's up to, how his positions have been rolling and running, and take a deeper dive. So that's gonna be everything for me, guys. Thank you again. Make sure you go check out the recent videos. I really appreciate it, but thank you guys. You got it, man. Appreciate it, Andrew. And I will see you guys. Let's go live. You can try Monday morning. I could also try tomorrow, and we could try some music or something. I just wonder what the copyright stuff would happen with YouTube. But I appreciate all the support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Yep, later, merch.